Hey, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We made it. Yet another week. It's time for What's New in the Flow. The sun's busting on my dome here. What's new in the flow, right? Hey, it's Stephanie Stallworth, ATL Traffic Lady, founder and CEO of the Flow television streaming platform. Hey, I love to get you on. It's really a streaming platform for content creators. You're already on YouTube, you're already on Instagram, you're already on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Snappy Chat. What's the other one? People used to be on Snapchat, TikTok. We're still on TikTok. And all of those things, but there's still some eyeballs you don't have yet. Let's poke myself in the nose, sorry. There's still some eyeballs that are not seeing you. So I need you to consider getting on Roku, getting on Fire TV, getting on Apple TV, getting on an iOS app, Android app. Let's see. Got the Apple Video Podcast, Apple Audio Podcast, Google Podcast, Cross TV for all of my faith-based content creators. You can be on Cross TV. It's cross.tv. What else? Oh, I got my web app out, and so many more things. Google Chromecast, Apple Play, this and that. So, I need you to check me out. I tell you, I'm revamping the website. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I'm working on it. So hit me up on IG at The Flow Television, DOTCOM on IG, at The Flow Television, DOTCOM at theflowtelevision.com, and send me a DM. I'll get you guys on there. It doesn't take long. It's a great platform. People see it all around the world on their streaming devices. We all stream, and once the pandemic hit, we were streaming, and that's kind of the impetus for it. It is part of Praise God Productions Incorporated, and that is my faith-based company. It's based off one of my favorite verses, Psalm 34:1. I will bless the Lord at all times, no matter when, right? And his praise shall continually be in my mouth. So I'm looking at Praise God Productions. Bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. So, that's that. So, what's new in the flow? Uh-oh. I think my thing's freezing again. It's picking up my home internet and trying to switch over. But what are you guys up to today? Happy Sunday. We are, mid-September? Don't have much time left till the end of the year. So let's get it in gear. The time has come. So just coming back, I always do these videos as I'm heading home from Sunday service. It's Stephanie Stallworth, ATL Traffic Lady. I don't know what's going on with the phone. I think it clocked off because it was picking up my home internet as I pulled into the driveway. So anyway, listen, it's Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for What's Happening in the Flow. It's Stephanie Stallworth, your ATL Traffic Lady, founder and CEO of the Flow television streaming platform. I'm a streaming service. You have Netflix. You have, what else do people have? Amazon Prime. Now you got to get the Flow, yet another streaming service. But it's a streaming service for content creators. So if you're a content creator and you're already out there on the YouTube and the Snappy Chat and the TikTok and the Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, any other thing that's out there. What's the other one? Threads. All of those. I need you to get these other eyeballs that you don't have them yet. These are the other eyeballs. Oh, Amazon Prime is pulling up. Speaking of Amazon, who ordered something from Prime? One of my sons. You don't have these other eyeballs that are on Roku and Fire TV and Apple TV, iOS, Android, and all of that, right? So you got to think about these other eyes. I mean, you might be doing really well on those other platforms, which there's nothing wrong with that. Keep doing those. Keep those audiences. But the other piece to it, here comes the Amazon guy. The other piece to it is that some people aren't on Facebook. Well, my generation up, they're on Facebook. But thank you. But some people are not on Instagram. Certain generations. Some people are not on YouTube, but they got a streaming device at the house. They all got one in the doggone demic, right? So since the pandemic, people have been streaming. So instead of me starting a television network on cable or what have you, once the pandemic, the streaming went boom, I decided, okay, I'm going to go with streaming because that's going to be here. Everyone's cord cutting. Did you cord cut? Or are you still paying for 500 channels on cable? Please don't. You could do a la carte and choose what you want when you stream, right? So who has a Fire Stick? Raise your hand. I do. Who has a Roku device? I do. That's the first one I got, Roku device. Who has a Roku TV? I do. Roku soundbar, Roku theater system, right? So I have Roku. I have an Apple TV box. I got an Android phone. Don't talk about it. I got an iPad and a MacBook. That's my Apple piece. And let's see. So these are all the apps I have. Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, iOS, Android. I have the Google Podcasts, so I have an app for that. I have the Apple Podcasts and video and audio podcasts, so there's a way to see the Flow streaming service and all of the content creators on that. So if you're not reaching all of those spaces, you're not really maximizing the level of your audience. So you may be getting incredible numbers on the platforms that you're on, Facebook and YouTube's and all that. But yeah, there's more eyes that could see you that might not be on those platforms. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to bridge the gap for these other platforms, for the eyeballs that aren't on them, right? So that's what the Flow is all about. I created it really with God. God gave it to me during the pandemic, and I'm grateful eternally for him for doing that. Let me be the one to present you the Flow. But it kind of started out as, I've been a broadcaster 35 years this past summer. And in the broadcasting, I've done all the jobs I wanted to do, on air, TV news, traffic, weather, whatever. Now I'm just chilling as a traffic reporter, doing that. But, I've done all the things, home shopping, all that stuff. I've done every possible thing that I ever wanted to do in broadcasting. God has allowed me to do it. But the one thing I hadn't done was to start my own broadcast network. And so back in the 90s, maybe, I was getting my master's degree then. Back in the 90s, I really had the chance to start a Christian broadcast network. Everything was lining up. God had it just clicking into place like he does for me, and I'm so thankful. But me, I got scared, and I didn't do it. This is before the word network, before all of that. I didn't do it. So fast forward in 90s, so was it 06s, 16. So almost 30 years later, don't care. Whenever it is, it's the right time. When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. All right, we know that. So the streaming platform happened. And my initial push was what I always wanted to do, was to start a Christian network. So since I decided with cord cutting, we're not going to do a broadcast network, we're not going to be on cable. I don't even have cable. I have internet, but that's it. I don't have the cable channel. So I'm going to do streaming because everyone had that. So with the streaming and the developers that developed all my apps, the Roku app, the Fire TV, Apple TV, iOS app, Android app, that's 5 apps, the web app, the podcast, it's probably like 10 apps by now, thank God. I realized I could have more than one channel. So right now I have 10 channels of live stream. You can go live anytime, 24 hours a day. You could just go live for your one show. You could have your own live stream channel on the Flow. It's called the Flow. You can have your own live stream channel on the Flow, 24 hours a day with just your programming, or you could share the channel space with other content creators, right? So I have 10 live stream channels, and I have 10 video on demand channels, and then I have 10 audio on demand channels, and then a couple of other channels. So I'm up to like 31, 32 channels on the streaming service. So no matter what it is that you stream or that you have content for, I have space for you. So there's different plans that you can invest in, whether you want to do audio only. Some people just have an audio podcast, you want to do audio only. Or if you want to do video only because you have a video set of content, you can do that. Or sometimes they do audio and video because you can multi-purpose your podcast or whatever content it is. If it's video, then take the audio track, and now you got video and audio because some people just only listen, some don't watch, right? So you got the audio, you got the video. Or you could compartmentalize them, and kind of there's systems these days, to break down your one big podcast into different sound bites or different segments or different whatever. So you do the work once. For people who don't know how to do it, do the work once. Do one show. Now use these other softwares that are available to help you to break it into, I just want the audio. Now I just want some sound bites. Now I just want this segment. Now, all of the things, because people don't really want to watch long all the time, long form. So maybe they just want to watch this segment, this one interview that you have with somebody or whatever that is, right? So I can help you with all of that. Like, let's say you're an experienced content creator. You already know everything that you're doing. You got your team. Everything's ready. Hey, I'm ready for you today. If you are someone who is brand new at it and you're thinking about it, but I don't know how to do the technical stuff, I can help you with that today. If you're somewhere in the middle, you kind of know how to do, snappy chats and YouTubes, but you're not sure about how to put together whatever it is that you're thinking about that you really want to do, I can help you with that. So it's here and it's available. And hey, I'm ready to help you. It doesn't take long to get your stuff together and get on there. So it could just be something that is simulcast with what you're already going live on. So if you're already live on the YouTube and you're already live on the Facebook, you can also connect on one of my live channels with my stream key and my RTMP. For those who stream, you know what that is. If you don't stream, it's a very simple couple inputs, a web address and a set of numbers or whatever for stream key, secret stream key. And then suddenly you are broadcasting live on the Flow. So, we're about to go all the way up. I said all the way up in 2023, which we're doing. And 2024, it's going to be unbelievable. So I need you to get in now while the getting is good and the prices are good. And come join us in the Flow, the Flow. So, that's the Flow. So, again, the website, I'm revamping it. So if you want to hit me up, I want you to hit me up on IG at theflowtelevision.com. At theflowtelevision.com. It's at DOTCOM at theflowtelevision.com. So let me judge it up a little bit. Oh, it was a great service today, but I was in there just weeping my head off the whole time. I don't know, about 2/3 of the service. I was just crying my head off. I don't even know. It's just like, Lord, whatever you're doing in my life, don't let me mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. I'm ready for what you have for me. I'm ready, and I don't want anything that I do to mess it up. So please, don't do it without me. I thank you for just everything. I'm just always so grateful to God. He's just so faithful to us. He's never let me down. And he's spoken some things to me as he does. And we don't know when that ever is going to happen. And only God can do it. Literally. Because it can't be done by man. It has to be done by God. So, knowing that, I'm just like, okay. It's been a while. Almost half a decade after it was spoken. Like, well, it's happening, but I just don't know when. But I hope it's soon. I'm out of God said, get out of your slump. So I'm out of my slump. I'm out of it this is the third week I'm out of the slump. So all that is good, I'm starting to feel and look more like my regular self and not the slumpy self I've been for, I don't know, a decade. And, hey, I'm ready, like I said to you guys in other videos, my youngest is off to college, so here I am, ready to focus on me. I am not a singer, but I love to sing anyway. Focus on myself and the betterment of me and all of the assignments God has for me. I can really focus on that and all the things he wants me to do. And so I just want to make sure that I am in the right place for things to occur, right? Make sure my mindset is right. I told you the other week, flip the switch. We have to flip the switch, right? We're just going to go do what God said, 1,000% from now to the end of the year, and that's what I'm doing. So when it manifests, I'll be surprised. Not that it's going to happen, but at the timing, because I don't know the timing. Nobody knows the time. It's God's decision on when the things he has for you come in. Okay, I'm back. Don't talk about my Cricket phone, okay? I've had Cricket service, Cricket wireless, yes, since 2009. Let's get separating from my husband. And we had Sprint at the time, and that was like crazy pricey. That's when you had to pay per text back then. So I wasn't here for that. So he did get me a phone. And it's the same phone I've had since my Maryland days. Same Maryland number, same everything. And I've had Cricket. I haven't had this phone since 2009, but I've had the number and the service. And so, right now, I think I got initially was 5 lines. By the time the kids, first it was just my line. And then when I realized me paying it was making his credit better, not mine, because it was in his name, I switched it out. But by then the kids were old enough for a phone, so I got the 5 lines for $100. How much are you paying? How much are you paying T-Mobile and whoever else is out there? Cricket was the disruptor. Did you know that? Yes, they were the disruptor to high-priced phone. Like I said, I had Sprint. Boy, we got cut off many a day because, oh my gosh, the bill was too high. Cricket came in with like $25 a line or something like that, $30. I don't know what it was. Something really cheap. And it wasn't unlimited. They didn't have unlimited for everything back then. But, yeah, I could do $25, and be happy to save the other 100 or whatever for one line for other things. You know what I mean? So I'm a loyal Cricket fan because they were the disruptor. They changed the game. Eventually, we're rolling along. You know how a wheel rolls. It rolls, it rolls, it rolls. In order for anything to change, something has to, the rules of physics, law of physics. Object in motion going to stay in motion unless something else bumps into it. So Cricket bumped into it. And when they bumped into it, boom, they had to, boom, now we're rolling like this. They're not as smooth, these other phone services. And then, they may not have picked up right away. And yeah, their service was spotty in the beginning, but it's not a smooth ride because people can get the same thing pretty much for cheaper. So what happened with the Verizons and the rest of the phone services, whoever was out then? I don't know who bought Sprint or how Sprint turned into something else. But yeah, they started offering some cheaper services, did they? Yes, they did. So the disruptor, Cricket, that's my guy, okay? And I'm the disruptor. I'm disrupting some stuff. I'm going to tear this stuff all up here. Go ahead and get what God has for me. So thanks for holding my space, whoever's holding my space. I'm ready to jump in there now. But, Cricket was a disruptor. So disrupt, why don't you? And now everyone's offering your lower priced versions, or they bought a lower priced provider. I think AT&T bought Cricket or is partnered with Cricket, and I don't know who it is with T-Mobile. T-Mobile was also one of the secondary or tertiary disruptors there. I don't know what order they were in, but Cricket was first. And beginning to offer these lower price phone services. So I'm not upset about Cricket. Now, my coverage is with AT&T, so wherever AT&T is, it is what it is. And, we're not Verizon. Can you hear me now? Okay, fine, understood. But 4 lines, unlimited everything for $124 a month. Come on now. Go and beat that with your Verizon stick. Now, there's this Android iPhone thing. Yeah, I still got an Android because I have this big, 6 something inch telephone. I need a big phone. I can't have this little dinky. I'm not doing that. This phone is big, supersized, and I can see it well, and it's substantial. So, does Apple have one of those? If they do, okay, maybe I might get one. But other than that, I don't want a little dinky phone. I do like the Apple products are nice, but I don't want a small phone. So I'm not going to change for that. I got the iPad and the MacBook or whatever, but I'm not going to change for the iPhone until it matches the size of the one that I have here because I like a bigger phone. Anyway, disruptors. Are you a disruptor? Are you a disruptor? I'm a disruptor. Not that I want to disrupt stuff. I'm like, hey, chill. I don't like to mess stuff up. I'm just here to do what I need to do. I find, where I'm supposed to be in a space and I'm there and all of that. But if God has me an assignment that's disrupting some stuff, I can't apologize for it. I just got to do what he said because we flipped the switch the other week, right? And so I got to go 1,000% right to, right to there, right? I said that in the last video. And do what thus saith the Lord. So if my assignment disrupts some things, because that's what he wants, right? So if your assignment disrupts some things, it's time for things to change. And if you're scared of the change, then that means you don't believe God. I know it might ruffle some feathers. It happens. I'm sorry. Sometimes my feathers got ruffled. I was disrupted. But it's all part of God's greater plan, right? So, I might be the disruptor today and be disrupted tomorrow. That could happen. But if it's God's will, then that's what it is. I'm not going to be upset about it. Like, darn. Well, that was good while it lasted, right? But I'm looking for his ultimate eternal set of plans for destiny in my life. And so anyone who's part of that, I'm all in, okay? And I want you to be all into, no doubts and no, backpedaling. All right, I'm all in, but nah, let me check this out. No, don't check it out. Just go for it. Check out God. That's what I say. Check out the Lord and see what he has for you or for me or for them or for whomever, right? We got to just go with God. Go with God. Go with him. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going with God. And happily so. But, I got to disrupt some stuff, unfortunately, because that's what I have to do. Not that I'm doing the disrupting, but what he has for me will disrupt something that's been status quo for a while. But if my place is my place, then I'm going to be in my place. If your place is your place, you're going to be in your place. And if you get disrupted from a place, then it's no longer your place, but you need to be thinking, where is my place that God has for me? What is my next assignment? Maybe I have a new assignment. But the more we drag our feet about our placement, or the more I hold to what it is that I've been doing, that just makes it hard on everybody. And, if God speaks to you and he tells you what he wants you to do and you just don't do it for whatever reason, it could be any number of reasons, not that there's not valid reasons, but still you just got to do it because that's what he said. But if he speaks to you or you hear from him and he tells you what to do and you don't do it, but what he wants you to do involves other people's lives, that means you're dragging other people's lives with yours. Dragging. You're holding up other people's destiny, other people's, assignment. And so I just encourage everybody to go with God. What did he say? I know you don't know what it's going to look like. That's not something I ever wanted to do. I don't like that kind of person, and that ain't my style or my type or whatever. It's not my regular, they're not up to my standard or whatever. You just got to do it because your creator already knows what your standard really is. And then, it's like he knows what I'm supposed to have. He knows what's best for me. He knows what's best for me. So that means he knows what's best for you and you and you and you, whoever else watching. He knows what's best for us. So I encourage you to know your worth, number one. Know that anything God has for you and showed you, and even if it doesn't look like what you think you want, that you should still do it. I'll encourage you to still do it. Still try it. There's levels to it, and you haven't even seen the full beauty of it all. He showed me so much. I've seen it all. And it's unbelievable for my assignment anyway. I haven't seen your assignment if you're not connected to me. But I have seen what he has planned. But we just have to be in agreement with him and say, okay, Lord, you know what it is that I need. So I encourage everyone who's watching to say, all right, Lord, what do you have for me? I want mine. The story of my sister, she is very successful as a someone in fashion, retail, merchandise, whatever. She's worked for all the high-end designers and whatever, and still does. Now she's like a VP of whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know all the things she does. Hey, Sue, what's up, sis? I'm so proud of you. Love you, love you. But back in the, let's see, we were sharing an apartment together in Philly, and it's like 93 maybe, probably like 93. 93 going into 94. And, she said, I want to do this and that in my life. And then she was young, she was probably just out of college. And she said, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And so you got to ask, where's my stuff? Where's your stuff? Where's what God promised for you, what he has for you? And you can't get your stuff that he has for you unless you do what he says to do. So she did what he said to do, and she got all her stuff. She's blessed to do so well. It's just amazing. Where's my stuff? So we always joke, where's my stuff? But she has her stuff. So she travels the world. She does all kind of amazing things. And I think she lives 2 cities. She's got New Orleans and New York, North Jersey. She works in the city, New York City, and, sometimes she can work remotely. She goes to their place in New Orleans is one of their favorite cities. And then travels all around doing so many amazing things. She's well thought of. Her reputation precedes her. And I thank God for all of that. She said, where's my stuff? So we got to actually say, where's my stuff? We have to expect that we have stuff that he has for us. We're King's kids. Come on. He's not going to give us nothing. But he can't give it to us until we say yes to him. Aside from anything we know, we're in our brain, we're in our heart, we're in our belly. Oh, I got a feeling, Just do what he says. And watch. Just watch. I'm going to knock your socks off. So, I don't know. I'm going to go in here. I spent last night helping my son who's off to college, freshman. I have 3 sons, hashtag my 3 sons. So the 2 are already in college, 2 older ones. And this one's first time in college. And so we've had a little quandary with, he has like 2 campuses that are connected with his school in the location he's in, because he's doing aviation. So the one campus has the airport there. And so it's only for the aviation students. And then the other campus is the general ed, where he gets his general ed courses. And that's like 30 minutes away on the shuttle bus or the drive. And the issue we're having is about, dining and the food. You go to dining hall and you pay for the dining meal service and all of that, and all that's good. Your kid's going to eat and get the freshman 15 and all that. Well, he can't really do it because The days he's on the other campus where they have the dining hall and all of that stuff, well, he has his car. But if he didn't have his car, the shuttle bus leaves right at the end of his class at 2:45. That's the last shuttle bus of the day. I thought they would have more shuttles between these two campuses, because what are these students supposed to do back at the other dorm? But the other dorm is a quad, like 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's kind of like an apartment. So they have the whole kitchen and everything. So on that campus, they don't have a dining hall. They really have like a cafe. And the cafe is open for meal service for breakfast and for lunch Monday through Thursday. That's it. No dinners, no Friday, Saturday, or Sunday meals, and no shuttle bus on after 2:45 Monday through Thursday. So he can't shuttle to where we pay for the dining hall. He could drive there, but it's a half hour. That's a lot of gas. It's an hour back and forth just to go get a meal. And so I guess that's why they have the kitchens in there. So we've been, hacking it together, but he's got, 19 meal swipes a week, and he ain't swiping anything. I'm like, dude, we didn't pay for this meal plan. I might have to get a credit on that. And since we're not going to do that. So what we decided is that, all right, let's just treat this like you have a whole apartment, which you do, and there is no dining service, because there's not really. There's minimal. There's some, but it's minimal. So, you need to fully outfit your kitchen with everything that you need and really learn how to cook, and because you can't just be eating out all the time. It's wasting money. So I got him the Instant Pot. I'm a kitchen gadget queen, if you don't know. I've got every kitchen gadget known to man, and I love every single one of them. So the Instant Pot is like the electric pressure cooker, and we use it all the time here. So what's good about it is you can cook so many things in it, and it can cook from frozen. It can cook from hard pasta. You don't have to boil nothing. You just set it and forget it. And that's my kind of kitchen appliance, right? So I love cooking. But I taught him all last night. I had a bunch of Instant Pots, but I just got a couple of new ones. I got him one, and I got myself 2 new ones. So we used the 3 pots last night, so I could show him how to use it safely. Because it's a pressure cooker. Do anybody remember the pressure cooker on your mom or your grandmom's stove? It wasn't electric. You put the pressure thing, and you closed it, and it locked, and the little steam thing on the top, and all the pressure was coming out. But if you did not release the pressure with the steam release valve before you open that thing, it would go, and injure you and bust all over the place. Same deal with the electric ones. So they have steam release valves. So I had to give them, all the whole safety thing. And then just the techniques on how to cook something. So this one came with a recipe book. And so I said, well, what do you want to make? And so one was the barbecue, pulled pork. I think it was pulled pork barbecue sandwiches. All right, we're going to make pulled pork barbecue sandwiches in one. And I'm going to show them how to make rice, because it cooks rice so perfectly, in another one. And then I'm going to show him how to make spaghetti, because there's 4 guys in the room, and they need to eat. So something to fill them up. But you can make all kinds of stuff in it. Beans, everything, right? So cakes, all kinds of stuff, like everything. So the lessons we did last night, we made 3 meals. We made the pulled pork. So we had the pork, was it a pork butt or something like, or shoulder? And so it has a browning thing, so you can brown. So we put the onions and the olive oil, and till they were soft. Okay, I know. Don't talk about my Cricut phone. I ran out of storage, so I had to delete some stuff. I don't know why I didn't buy an SD card for this phone. I just need to do it. I keep forgetting. Anyway, so I don't know what I was saying about the pressure cooker. So we made the pulled pork. So it has a saute feature, brown or saute, so you can brown your meat if you need to do that with a little crispy edge or something before you put it in with the other wet ingredients, so it's not just a soggy oatmeal. It's good. And so we brown the meat, the pork, or it could be beef, or it could be chicken, if you want pulled chicken, or any of that stuff, right? And you brown it on all sides, and then you turn off the browning feature, and then you add it in. It's so easy. You just add it in the barbecue sauce, the seasonings, water, mix barbecue sauce, seasonings, and water. Pour that over the meat, and then set it and forget it. There's a whole setting for meat. There's a whole setting for rice or risotto. There's a whole setting for beans, legumes, right? So for those of you who are buying canned black beans or canned chickpeas or canned whatever, go get the bags of dried beans. You don't have to soak them overnight anymore. No. All you got to do is pop them in with the water or the broth or whatever you want to put in with it, seasonings, and boom, you got perfect beans. I mean, perfect. Oop, you got perfect rice. You got perfect everything. Everything just comes out perfect. Any meat is tender, fall off the bone tender. Like, it's just like falls off the bone. And the flavors are infused in there in such a way, my battery's getting low, in such a way that it's so flavorful. Can't match that. It's that pressure, right? In the pressure cooker. That's why your mom and grandmama used to use that old pressure cooker on top of the stove. And I was always afraid to get one of those because I was like, I might mess up. But I'm happy to have the electric ones. I have a bunch of them, I tell you, all for different stuff. So anyway, so we taught him how. So he did the meat, and then we put the barbecue and the seasonings and the water, mix that, pour it on top, set it for the program for the meat, and it automatically builds the pressure up, cooks it for the right amount of time, and then you can either fast release the pressure by hitting that valve where it goes psh, or you could just let slow release of the pressure and let the pressure go out by itself and then open it. But then you take it and, you use the fork and pull the meat so it shreds. But it's so tender, it just shreds like bloop, 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 like nothing. And it was so good. So we had that. Then we also made spaghetti. I had to make some spaghetti. So we used on the other pot, we used the olive oil. Then it was like onions and peppers and whatever else. Garlic. I had some garlic just for some spaghetti. And brown the meat, cook the meat. So you could use, ground sausage. I think we had the sausage links. But you can I usually used ground chicken. I used to use ground turkey, but I like ground chicken better. I don't usually use ground beef that much, but to each his own, whatever your liking is. But the most I love is the ground chicken. So whatever ground meat you have that you're going to put in it, or meatballs or anything, sausage links or slices or whatever. Anything you're going to put in your spaghetti. So we did that on the saute brown feature and cooked that, and then, or mostly cooked. You don't have to cook the whole all the way. You just to brown it. So it has a nice, something to it. A little crisp edge to it. So it's not all soggy. All right, so then we add in the sauce, the hard pasta. You don't cook the pasta. It's going to cook in the sauce. Sauce, the pasta, and some water if you need a little bit more water to get to above the level of the pasta. Close the lid. Set it on the rice risotto, which is the same for pasta. And next thing you know, beep, beep, beep. You open it and it's this lovely, luscious, delicious spaghetti. I'm about to go get some right now, matter of fact. And it's so good. If you don't have an electric pressure cooker, you don't know what you're missing. Like, let's say, I don't like to cook, Stephanie. I'm not doing any cooking. You don't have to cook. It cooks itself. You just set it and forget it. So if you had, let's say, I forgot to take out, that whole meme that's on there, the face you have when you forgot to take the chicken out the freezer that your mom told you this morning, like, oh my God, and she's home. You don't have to have that anymore. You don't even have to tell the kid to take the doggone chicken out. It could be frozen and go in there, but it gets to the right pressure and the temperature, and it automatically knows whether it's frozen or fresh, how to cook it without overcooking and how to cook it fully. It's never underdone, right? So you could take some frozen anything, some hard pasta, some hard beans don't need soaking overnight. Some, what have we made? I've made all kind of pastas. I made all kinds of meats, poultry, fish. You can bake in there. You can, oh my gosh, you can do everything. Make soups, stews. I don't even know. I had the cookbook in here because we were at the store buying the ingredients. But so we made that. So the spaghetti's so good, you never can go wrong with it, right? So then, what else we made a pot of rice. because the bag of rice was like $1.62. And so what he was doing, so we were talking about my son down at school. He's like, "Oh, Mom, I need some money for some food, some groceries," and he'd go buy like a little goofy teriyaki noodle thing, just put in the microwave or something. And that's $1 something right there. A bag of rice, $1.62 for what? 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, or pound? I don't even know what they come in. Pound, small bag, medium bag, large bag. So the medium bag, $1.62 for that. I think it was a parboiled rice. Sometimes you use a wild rice mix. That's really good. You can make like a nice rice salad, like a cold. Like you can just prepare all of your ingredients in here, even if you don't make the meal with it. So if I want to make taquitos or something with black beans, y'all go to Chipotle, make that at home. So I can make all my black beans and put a big bag of dry black beans in there, and put the broth or water if you only want water, or whatever flavor, and then the seasonings in there. Set it for the beans, and it's gonna come out perfect beans. You don't miss. You don't have to watch it either. It's gonna be done, and then it's gonna switch to keep warm, and keep warm for as long as you want it to keep warm. So you never have to worry about it. Once you set it, it's good, right? So he's buying all these other little things, quickie little frozen meals and this and that. I'm like, that is not good for you. A, look what I just did. And B, it is costing you more than it has to. I mean, how much are a couple of noodles and some teriyaki sauce? Make that thing yourself. I'm all about making stuff yourself, obviously, you can tell. Yeah, I like to eat out and stuff, but we've been on a budget, man. We got time for all that eating out. We gonna make what we got to make at the house. What your mom say? Do you have McDonald's money? Do you have McDonald's money? Put my hand right into the cupcake frosting here from church. And it's all red. I won't lick my fingers here. But I would if you weren't watching. That's good. Anyway, so we spent last night doing that. And at first he was like, "Mom, I think we're okay. We're just making do." I'm like, "No, you can't just make do when you live there. Yeah, sometimes you have to just make do, but you make do when you're going camping for the weekend and you forgot the tent poles, stakes for the tent. You just got to go find some big sticks and make do. But if you got to live there for the whole year, you're not going to just make do." So, he got a bunch of dishes and silverware, because they were using plastic stuff. I'm like, you can't use that forever. Now that we realize what the dining situation really is, I'm going to have to go wash my hands. Then we gotta make this right. It's like you have an apartment, not like you're in a dorm, because there is no dining hall. So we did that, and so he was like, I think we're okay. But by the time I taught him how to do it, because he already know how to make eggs and all that stuff, he was doing that already. I said, but you don't need to make other stuff. So let me teach you how to make some other things so you guys can always eat. I never want my sons, hashtag my 3 sons, to pick any old girl, lady, woman, when they get grown, whatever, just because they don't know how to cook. And they need somebody to cook for them. They're going to have to know how to cook. Just like my dad, make sure we know how to work on our cars. Just so we don't have to just pick somebody. Oh, I need somebody to fix my car, or whatever. Some basic stuff. No, I don't know how to change an engine. But I know how to do a lot of things. And I teach my sons how to do a lot of things so they can do stuff on their own. So same thing for cooking. Make sure they know how to keep a house or run a household. So I don't think they have home ec anymore. So my son ripped pants SpongeBob, and he's like, yeah, I need some new cargo pants. I ripped them, I don't know. I said, did you bust out on me? You're getting too big? He's like, oh no, I just bent over, whatever. And so he ripped them, right near under the zipper, under the, where the legs come together. And I'm like, well, maybe I could sew it, put it on my sewing machine. Well, did you bring them? Yeah, I brought them, so he let me see them. So I gave him a little sewing lesson. I didn't actually sew, but I showed him how sewing works. How you make stuff off a pattern, how your clothes that you have on right now are sewn. A little sweatshirt. I'm like, see these, you get the fabric, you fold it over, you lay the pattern out on it, cut it out, but you pinned it so that the pieces stay together, front and back. And then you take the paper pattern off, it's pinned together, and you go to the sewing machine, and you know the needle, the presser foot, and the bobbin. There's a thread underneath that they connect together, and you know the presser foot keeps it going forward. Not the presser foot, the part under the presser foot that goes right. Presser foot holds the fabric down, and the needle, and then under the bobbin it picks up that thread and keeps it together, right? So, and then there's those little guidelines for you know the measurements on how far you want your seam to be from the edge. Look at this delicious frosting. How far you want your seams to be from the edge, right? And so if you stayed on that guideline, boom, your seam will be straight. So I was just telling him all that. No, none of he's ever going to sew, but he got to know how it works. He might sew. I don't know. Not he's going to be a, you know, clothing designer or anything, but if his pants rip next time, he'll know how to sew it. So I taught him all that, and then I said, now look at your sweatshirt. It's a front and it's a back that they had together, and then they cut them out, and then they sewed along the shoulder seam, right? Sewed along the shoulder seam, and then they cut the arms, the sleeves, and they sewed around the sleeves and all of that stuff. So he had a full understanding. You know, I give them the full understanding whether they want it or not, because they just need the full understanding. That's my job. That's my job as a mom. I gotta do my job. Do my job. So anyway, I'm just talking today, but we ended up cooking that pot of rice. So now for $1.62, I think I got him the 5-pound bag of rice. So he's gonna have rice for days. But I said, you know, before you would get the little pack of whatever or frozen something and cook it, and then it would be gone, and you're still hungry. You become like, oh, I need some money for groceries. You're still hungry. I'm like, yeah, you're still hungry. You need to cook. So, you know, we got him the pots and pans. I got him pots and pans and, you know, stuff to work on it. But I said, I'm going to get him an Instant Pot so he could, you know, make meals. You can make plenty. And then, so I got him the meal prep boxes, you know, meal prep containers. So we can make a bunch of rice and then put them into the containers so we can have these meals. I said, so, you know, if you buy salmon, this is how you buy the salmon. It's what you look for. It's how you can cook it. It's how you can slice it. You can meal prep. If you buy, you know, this is what you look for if you're going to be in shopping, and how can you tell if the chicken is bad or the meat is bad or whatever. Same things my mom taught me. So I'm going to make sure that they know these things because that's my job. But yeah, so we spent last night doing that, so I'm a little tired today. But we ate, and he was so, you know, he was like, Mom, I don't know at first. But by the time he was so excited that he knows how to make all these meals, and when he takes the appliances back to the apartment, they're going to be eating. He knows this week he is not going to be hungry. And that's my job. Make sure you got everything you need so that you can function. You know, you got to be able to function as a student. You can't function as a student when you're hungry. So it's really literally like a food desert at their dorm unless they buy groceries and actually cook. So they didn't have pots and pans. So I got them some pots and pans. Told them to get pots and pans last week. And then now we got this appliance, and I had another thing for him, but I think they already have one, so I might just take that back. But yeah, so he's prepared. He's prepared. He will not be calling me hungry. And I told him, don't be eating out, wasting your money. You can't be wasting your money like that. You ain't got money like that. Got another tuition bill coming up next semester. We manage this one. Let's make sure we keep our money. And then we had all these repairs on his car, like $3,000 worth of repairs. Really, there's more, but that's the limit. So he'll be coming back to get these repairs on his car. He needed a lot of stuff. He got a little used car, and you know, you get used car problems. So finally, I was like, all right, since you're away at school with this car, I don't want you to break it down somewhere. So let's just get find out what's wrong with it. Let's just get it all fixed this weekend. So it should have been all fixed by now, but they didn't have some of the parts. So we're waiting for some parts to come in. So he'll come back next weekend and get the repairs done, and he'll be 100%. But he did get the brake. He got the brakes. That's all they had. The other things they had to order the parts for. But anyway, so I'm getting so you know, a few weeks ago I said, I'm great, ready for just me. But there's still a few, you know, parenting things I'm working out here to make sure that my youngest son is in excellent shape, and there's like no basic life concerns that I have to worry about. And so that's what we're doing this weekend. So we did that, but I was so excited. He was so excited. He's like, "Thanks, Mom. Yeah, this is gonna be great. This is good. Yeah." And he realized how good the food is, regular good home cooking, instead of all that eating out junk all the time. There's nothing wrong with eating out. If you have a budget for eating out, eat out. One day I want to have an unlimited food budget. That's my goal, unlimited food budget. Remember Cat Williams talking about that V103 once, and how he has all his, he cooks different stuff for his kids. They all want different stuff, but he said with an unlimited food budget. I'm like, oh, I never thought about unlimited food budget. Do all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are getting these kiddos together. I had second week of class for my SAE students. Hey, SAE, love you guys. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love my students. They're the best. They are the future of entertainment influence. All right? Not influencers. They are the influence. You understand? People say, oh, they're an influencer. Yeah, you can be an influencer, but are you the influence? They're the influence, right? They're not the influencer. They're the influence. So all that these young folks are doing, you'll be hearing about them. Just like you hear about the big ones now, they'll be the big ones of the future, and I already know that. I believe that. And so, I love those students. They're so great. So it's the second week of a class. We have 6 weeks left. We'll be on week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 5 more weeks left, and I'll be back to Bible study. Save my seat. Keep a seat warm till I get there. And this is my New Birth family. Hey, New Birth family, I love you guys. Hey, Pastor Bryant. Ron Sailor, what up? So I'll be back to Bible study, but I can't really do it now because I have a night class. So I teach at night and teach during the day, and then I do the traffic reports in the morning. So those are my 18-hour days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my long days for now. But everything is really, really good. And again, I started out, this is probably my 3rd video because it keeps shutting off. Don't talk about my cricket phone. But it keeps shutting off for various reasons. Anyway, this service, I got in there, and I don't know, it was just, usually I'm like, hey, but no, it wasn't like that today. I know I'm really close to something happening. And God wants me in the right space for it, the right place for it, the right level of discipline for it, the right level of consecration for it, right? And so that hit me really hard today in the sanctuary. And it was just, if I was at home, I'd been laid out. But I wasn't at home. So I didn't do that. But it was not a regular day. Something amazing is about to happen. That's what happens when something amazing is about to happen. So I'm looking forward to it. So, hey, I'll let y'all know if anything amazing happens soon. And if anything amazing happens in your life, I want you to let me know. Remember, we got our community, howweflow.today. It's our community, howweflow.today. It's a website. The website's down. I haven't had time to work on it. But the community is still up on Instagram, howweflow.today. Follow me at howweflow.today. Follow me at theflowtelevision.com, DOTCOM. And I'll follow you guys back. Follow me at ATL Traffic Lady. By golly. My shirt's being crazy. At ATL Traffic Lady. And I'll follow you back. I'm ATL Traffic Lady on all social media. I'm at theflowtelevision.com on Insta. I'm at flow_television on the Twitter. On Facebook, it's the Flow Television Network. And I think we are on TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. I'm on Twitch too. I'm gonna start streaming to these places from the Flow. Anyway, listen, I am so excited about what is about to happen. Pastor said that God's going to do 3 really big things in our lives between now and 13 months from now. So I can't wait to see what they are. So I am in expectation. I'm expecting great things. So you have to do the same. Like, we really have to think, if something's going great for us or not great for us, or we're thinking about it, or who knows what. It ebbs and flows. Nothing's ever perfect, and nothing's ever terrible all the time. We get a little of each, a little mixed bag, right? Combination platter. So if you're in the combination platter, I just want you to, get your mindset in the right place to expect great things. I'm expecting great things. You have to, as Stephen Covey says in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, habit number 1, begin with the end in mind, right? What are you expecting to happen here? What are your intentions? What do you intend to have happen? I intend for amazing things to happen. I don't intend for terrible things to happen, and sometimes they do. And if they do, I intend to find ways to deal with it, overcome it, get through it, persevere, whatever it is. But I never want to just lay back and say, forget it, and give up. But start with an intention in your day, in everything, in every plan for your life, in everything. What is my intention? Why am I even talking to this person? Why am I doing this job? Why am I anything? Every decision we make, what are we in? You have to have in mind, what is the purpose of this? What is my intention? And then if you're going to do something, you have to be intentional about doing something, and not because you feel like it. We don't always feel like it. We talked about that the other week, last week on the video, or 2 weeks maybe ago. You got to go beyond the feel. I don't feel like it. I know he said to do this, or I know I'm supposed to do so and so, but I don't feel like it today. Well, we can do that sometimes. Rest yourself. Self-care is important, but we literally cannot do that all the time. You just have to go beyond the feel and just get it done. My hair's going crazy. So, it's time for me to go in the house. I don't want to run the AC because it's loud. I'll go Beyonce. Anyway, just go be intentional. Spend your time this week being intentional, thinking intentionally. Don't just meander through the day. Oh, okay, I'm up. No, be like, this is what's happening for me today. Know what you're going to do. Tell yourself. And the thing is, when you speak something and you tell it to yourself, you hear it. And whatever you're speaking, whether it's actually happening now or it's what you want to have happen, whatever you say is what's going to happen. Because your subconscious mind don't know the difference if it's true or not true. So if I say, I'm going to have an amazing day today, whoop, whoop, can't wait, it's going to be so good. Or if I say, oh, this day is going to be terrible. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I have to deal with all these things. Either way, that's going to happen. Because not only is that your mindset, and that's your belief, and you spoke that out of your mouth, also your ears heard it. And your body is responding to what you said. Your body is responding to what you say, what it hears you say. So watch what you say. Start with your intention and only speak the positive. It's what you say and how you say it. You got to speak it like it's already occurred. Like I am a millionaire, if you want to go with money. I'm a billionaire. I am successful in whatever this endeavor is. I am healthy and strong. I am excited about life. I'm excited about love. I'm excited about God. I'm excited about whatever, right? As opposed to, oh, this is so terrible, right? Don't do that. Just really retrain yourself to speak into existence. But your mouth is powerful. It's the master key to life. Your mouth is so powerful, and what you speak, it will happen. So don't say the terrible things. And if you're used to saying a terrible thing or a negative thing, I want you to think, I tell my son, I think I mentioned this before, one of my sons would just say, oh, this and that, sometimes they'd be a little feeling out of it. I'm like, every negative thing you say, you have to say 3 positive things to overcome that. Every time. Because you got to get out of the habit of the negative, because sometimes we do that. Everybody does that sometimes. But you got to think of 3 positive things and say them and hear yourself say them, so your subconscious mind knows that that's what you really are intending and believe that it's possible, then it's going to happen. So if God said something is happening for you and you say, yeah, God said something's happening for me, it's going to be hard for me to navigate that thing, but okay, it's going to happen, but you don't believe it happens, it can't happen. Because not only do you have to hear yourself say it, in order for your subconscious mind to understand that that's what you got to do, you also have to believe it for yourself. Do I even believe what I'm saying? Because without the belief of it, it has to be very intentional. Without that belief system, the positive mindset, not the self-defeating stuff, right? With the empowering talk, self-talk. We have negative self-talk sometimes. Try not to have that. And when you have it, overcome it with lots of positive self-talk. You have the positive self-talk, you have the belief system that is true, and that I deserve it, even if you don't deserve it. If God says it's for you, then you do deserve it, right? And if we don't deserve it from God, if he said it's for you, it's still going to happen. But you got to believe it, right? Because part of it's our duty too, right? I believe. So I tell you all the time about things that I'll hear and then I'll speak them. Like, this is what's going to be, and it is. That's how I got where I am today. And all my career, all my job things, all the things, everything that's happening for me right now is stuff that I've spoken. It was given to me, and then I spoke that. And I believed it for myself. Even if there was no tangible evidence that it could ever be true. Like I told you about drying the clothes from the space heater for my kids when they were younger, and I was in a divorce as a single mom with no job or money and anything. You couldn't dry the clothes. We could wash them, couldn't dry them. So I dried their stuff every night with the space heater blasting on them while I hung them on the doorknob of the bathroom. And by the time they were done in the morning, they were crinkly, and I had to iron them every morning, whatever it was. But I believed in that low spot that I was going to get to a high place. And God allowed it. He always allows that for me, and I'm just grateful. But, hear from God. If you don't hear from him, say, Lord, I want to hear from you. Because maybe he is speaking to you. He usually is. And you're just not tuned into the right frequency. You're not tuned into the right channel. Because think of all the broadcasters that are out there broadcasting, even now, while you and I are talking. Or if you're not a broadcast person, you don't watch TV or listen to the radio, think of all the people who are streaming right now, playing these videos that I'm talking on mine right now. There's only a few people that are watching this one, and there's a few people watching other ones, but some are on that we're not watching, but they're still on, right? So same thing, even if no one's tuned in, it doesn't mean you shouldn't still be going for it. So still speak the stuff, still believe it, do it with an intention, and just go for it. All right, I gotta wrap this up. I'm so tired of talking. I'm not really tired of talking. I'm just tired of wasting your time. I don't want to waste your whole Sunday or whatever day you're watching this. Oh, I said all I need to say. But I'm excited about my son going back to be super chef of his dorm apartment. And I'm excited about this women's season at New Birth. Go to newbirth.org and get in on all that's happening this month. I'm excited about all that housing stuff Dr. Bryant is putting together with New Birth. I mean, New Birth is doing a whole new thing that's not being done elsewhere. It's not. But people will start doing it. But you heard it at New Birth first, right? Thanks be unto God for that. So we'll keep letting God use us at New Birth, and you keep letting God use you, hopefully at New Birth. And if you're not at New Birth, you can watch us, our church, online. Sunday mornings, 9:30 a.m. I think they're on the Facebook and, I won't say Twitter. They're on the Facebook and the YouTube, and on newbirth.org, the website, or on the New Birth app. And then on Tuesday night, 7:30, Dr. Bryant does some great teaching in a Bible study that he calls, and I think it's very relevant to say, group therapy Bible study. I don't know if you've ever been a therapist, you ever been to group therapy, individual therapy, There's such value to that to get you where you need to be. And this group therapy Bible study, it's teaching, it's learning, it's applying things, and it's really just amazing every week. So if you're someone who's like, oh, I'll go to Bible study, it's boring. This is not boring. I promise you, you will be glued to the thing. Like, oh my gosh, what's he going to say next? What's the next impartation of the Lord? All right? It's not boring. It's almost like a church service, right? It's almost like Sunday service. So we literally, right, you're giving us 2 services a week, right? One on Sunday, one on Tuesday. And yeah, it's great. So if you don't watch it live, then you can always catch the replay, all right? So go to their YouTube channel, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. I think it's YouTube. And on Facebook, it's probably New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. And catch Facebook Live playbacks or the YouTube playbacks. And yes, you will really get some good teaching and just hopefully, what God wants you to get out of whatever message there is given. I hope God wanted you to get something out of this message today. I know this message is for some people, and I hope it's for you. I'm just grateful to be here yet another day, and this is really what's new in the flow. So what's new in the flow? We got some new people coming on board tonight. As I always tell you, Soul Dates Live with executive producer Sean Garvey, and he's got a new host on there. And it's a dating show. They're matched based on music genres that they have in common, right? And then other, of course, factors. You can't just only be a music fan and have a hit, relationship. But it's just a dating show, and it's kind of fun. It's funky, it's quirky, it's good, it's interesting, and they have a lot of fun. Sunday night, tonight live on theflow.lightcast.com. That's my web app, or you can watch it on Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV. Download the Flow there. And if you want to know how to download the Flow, all you got to do is go to theflow.lightcast.com, lightcast.com, theflow.lightcast.com. And then in the upper right corner, you'll see, it'll either say apps or like that little drop down menu. And then it'll say apps or our apps. Click that, and it'll have the download pages to each of the app stores to get the apps on Apple, what do you call that thing? Apple, iOS, yeah. I'm not Apple. iOS, Android, I know that. iOS app, the Android app, the Apple TV app, the Roku app, the Fire TV app, how to find the Google Podcast and all that. You can search for the Flow Television Network and the Apple Podcast. And find us on cross.tv. Find us everywhere. But if you want to download the app for your device, phone or tablet, or your streaming device, your Roku, your Fire TV, Fire Stick, Apple TV, any of your Roku TVs, any smart TV, you can get it on. I want you to go to the web app, theflow.lightcast.com, and then click on the little menu thing in the upper right. It'll drop down and tell you, it'll say something about apps or our apps. Click that. That's the fastest, easiest way to find our app in the App Store, because there's so many apps in the App Store. And we're not a big supersize app yet. But we will be. It's going to be big. Anyway, when you get on, it's going to be big, okay? Come on, we need you. We need every content creator to just blow up my spot here at the Flow. All right. I'm off on some other tangent here, so I'm going to go. I think because it's my hunger pangs kicking in. I didn't even eat any of my cupcakes, except, look, all right, we're back. Don't talk about my Cricket phone or my Android. Anyway, so how was the service today? I know that things are about to change and happen, and I'm just being prepared for that. And I hope you guys are ready for whatever God has in your life that's coming up for you. Accept it with open arms. He knows what's best for you. He knows what's best for me. He knows what's best for all of us. So I believe God. Whose report will you believe? All right. All the naysayers, all the nitpickers, all the people trying to tear you down, all the saboteurs. Ignore them. Don't fall for it. And again, I think I was saying, know you're worthy. Know you deserve God's best. Believe that it can happen for you. Speak it out of your mouth and set things in motion. All right? It works. That's how things work. All right? So the negative self-talk, that tapes that play back in our heads, we all have them. Anytime you play one of those, you got to cut the tape off and play 3 positive messages to overcome that one negative one. That's how much power that negative thing has. Right? So life and death in the power of your tongue. Life and death in the power of your tongue. All right. Well, my tongue's hungry. It's going to get some tasty pressure cooked food from last night. And by the time you have it the next day, the flesh really just make your taste buds sing. So, anyway, it's Stephanie Stallworth, ATL Traffic Lady. I'm your kitchen gadget queen. I'm also going to make some ginger shots, too. I got this slow masticating juicer. Like, I had the centrifugal juicer, but that centrifugal spin and that force and the friction causes heat and kind of breaks down some of the nutrients in your things you're juicing. But the self-masticating juicer is like it grinds it and winds it and breaks it down and juices it without all that friction or built up heat. So you're getting some of the nutrients. So I have my 2-ounce bottles. You know, y'all buy them ginger shots and energy shots. I got my 2-ounce glass bottles. And I'm going to make a bunch of ginger shots, put them in the bottles, put them in the fridge, and I'll be gingered up this week. Ginger, turmeric, all the things that go with it. I got all these great juicing things. You'll see a lot of my IG where I say juicy, all kind of juicy juicing stuff. So I'm trying to get this here thing pulled together because, you know, it's time. And it's time for me to focus on me. So that's what I'm going to do. Focus on yourself. That girl say, worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. And my mom used to say, just take care of yourself and your children. So I'm taking care of my children, and they're kind of doing all right now. They're not in high school and needing all that constant everything anymore. You train them up the way they should go. They know what to do. Every time I tell them another lesson, Mom, you taught me that when I was like 10. I'm like, I did? Okay, I did a good job. Oh, thank you, Lord. You let me do a good job. But do a good job with your kids, all of them. They need you. God put them here with a plan and a purpose and a destiny too, just like yours. You got a destiny, so do they. So, you know, you already know. You already know. You already know. Anyway, I'm going in. I love you guys. It was a tough day at church for me. I had joy, but it was a weepy joy. But I know it's good. It's a good sign. Watch this space. I have something to report back for you soon, hopefully, because I know it is manifesting even now. But I love you guys. Listen, God bless you. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Help somebody. Encourage somebody. Even if you don't feel encouraged yourself, when you encourage someone else, it encourages you too, right? And so I just say go for it. Always be grateful. Be thankful for all you've been allowed to do and have, and the fact that you woke up at all today. That's something to be grateful for too. Some people did not. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday for what's happening in the flow, what's new in the flow, and you already know what it is. So if you ever want to talk about it, just let a sister know. All right. Anyway, that's it. I'll put some more of my joyful love songs on the Twitter for you guys. And if you are someone who maybe you want to be in a loving relationship or whatever, or maybe you don't know how to express those things, I always say lyric life or living the lyrics, hashtag living the lyrics, hashtag lyric life. Not necessarily for these new songs that are out that are saying, sweep the floor and drop low and do this and do that. But, the love songs from maybe 80s, 70s, maybe some 90s before things start to flip. Some of those, the men weren't telling the girls to drop it low and shake it and whatever else they tell them to do, like they do now. They were pouring their hearts out for the woman that they were interested in or loving, right? And the words that they used, the songwriters wrote. So I say living the lyrics. If you don't know how to express your feelings of love or whatever, that hasn't been your experience of knowing how to do that, just go back and listen to some great love songs. That's why I post them. The lyrics are so like, yes, this is so great. And the women these days, they talk about, get me a bag and, I'll go through his, what do they say? Go through his phone, or I'll go through his wallet after I put it on him, and then he'd go to sleep, or whatever they say, right? I mean, yeah, those things have happened throughout the years, but the songwriters didn't write them in such straightforward language, right? There are songs about people getting taken advantage of back in the day. They didn't write it like that, though. But today, everything's just so just plain. But if you go back to some Stevie Wonder, some Roy Ayers, You Send Me, some Peabo Bryson, I'm So Into You, some for these days, I'll say like a Daniel Caesar and Her with The Best Part, or of course Anita Baker and Sade and all of them. Aretha Franklin, some of hers. Also, of course, Roberta Flack. My gosh, Killing Me Softly, or The First Time I saw Your Face. Right? I felt the earth move with your eyes, or something like that. It says, whatever it says. But what else I love? I love Kiss of Life, Sade. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly led me to you. Look at the sky, it's the color of love, right? Wasn't it clear from the start, right? Anita Baker, some Patti LaBelle, all kinds of stuff. I was playing some Carole King, who I love, her and James Taylor, right? It's like, so far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fun to see your face at my door, right? Doesn't help to know you're so far away. Or you got a friend, right? Do when you're down in trouble. Or some Desiree, shall I pour some laughter upon your weary soul? You used to be so happy, your life complete and whole. Shall I pour some laughter upon your weary soul? You used to be so happy, your life complete and whole. Right? Shall I pour some laughter? We'll drink a smile together. Who will I share my jokes with? I don't want to laugh alone. I'll rinse you in my laughter. We'll drink a smile together. Right? Where did that smile go, baby? Where did it go? Right? So there's some lyrics that can just take you there. But if you only listen to contemporary music that's going on right now, you're not going to be able to have the right words to say. For most of it. Not all of it, but a good number of it. Different types of music have it, but some don't. So that's why I post all those great love songs on the Twitter. Because they just say so much. So live in the lyrics, hashtag live in the lyrics, hashtag lyric love, hashtag lyric life. That's what I mean. So if you go back on my Twitter at ATL Traffic Lady and see all those love songs, I love love. I'm ready for love again. But watch the lyrics. Sometimes I put the lyric videos up. Just listen to the lyrics. If you don't know how to express your love or your care for someone, they will help you with it. You know? It's like I can't even think of all the songs now that don't express love that way, but they just express what you want me to do, what I want you to do. Of course, we all want that too, but you don't express it that way. The same things happen. God created love and life and marriage and sex life and all that, right? So if He created it, it is what it is. But it's how you express it, how you deliver it to the person that makes a difference, right? It ends up with the same acts anyway, right? But how do you say it? To me, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you're not sure how to say it, how you feel about somebody, go back to some of your favorite songs of prior to now and see what they say, see how they express it, see how the men express to the woman what they felt about them. See how the women express to the men how they think about them, or whatever relationships, right? So whether it's marriage, relationship, new love, old love, breakup, whatever it is, right? But yeah, that's why I post that stuff. If you're wondering, why is she always posting that? All that lovey stuff? Because I love love, and that's just who I am anyway. So I'm here as a beacon of light, a beacon of life and love and joy and peace and harmony. And yeah, there'll be disagreements. This happens. But you agree to disagree if you must. Or you don't have to always be, do you want to be, what do they say? You want to be right, or you want to be together? We can't always be right even if we are right. Stop driving that point home too hard. Choose your battles, right? Choose your battles. And finally, and I'm going to go. Finally, don't let people speak to you any old way. If they're supposed to be someone that loves you and they're treating you all crazy and belittling you and disrespecting you, and I mean even just with their mouth, I don't talk about the disrespect with of your body with either domestic battery or whatever else that is, because there's a lot of that goes on. But I'm talking about just how they treat you. How do they treat you? You deserve the best treatment. We all do, right? I deserve the best treatment. I deserve to be treated like a queen. You deserve to be treated like a queen, like a king, whoever you are, right? So if I'm a queen, I'm going to be treating my king like a king. If you're a king, you'll be treating your queen like a queen. And you're going to be loving, you're going to be caring, you're going to be kind, compassionate. You're going to seek their best will, their highest. You're going to help them become their best selves. You're going to speak the truth with love when necessary. And it might not be a truth that they like, but again, it's all how you say it, not what you say. So you could say something to them in a manner of correction or redirection. If you loving them, caring about them, and you see that they're running off course, you could do it in a nasty, snappy way, which I don't even know how to do. Or you could do it in a kind, loving way, a guiding way. Speak the truth with love, right? It's patient, kind, right? Think of the fruits of the Spirit in how you speak to people. Speak to them with patience, with kindness, right? And all the fruits of the Spirit. It matters because you'd be chipping away. Hear me chipping? Chipping away at their soul. Chipping away at their esteem. And chipping away. Every little ding you send out, every little ding you receive is chipping away at you. And before you know it, you believe you're not worth anything. You understand me? You believe you're not worth a thing. And that's not what God intended for your life. That person, cut them off. They're toxic. Peep the patterns. I tweet about that. Peep the patterns. It's the power and control wheel. Look up the power and control wheel. But peep those patterns of toxicity. Maybe, you know, and I don't, I had to go through that in my marriage, but I can't say I'm going to always fault the person who does those things, those terrible things. Because perhaps they didn't learn any better either. That's what was modeled for them. That's what they were taught. And so to them, that's perfectly normal. But it's not the best way to communicate with anyone, let alone someone that you love or that your spouse, right? Or your significant other or what have you, right? Or, your children or your parents or your family members, friends. Don't. Find a way, if you have to help them correct course, do it in a way that's loving, right? I teach communication courses, and they talk about the HAIL method in your speaking to people. You speak with honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. Honesty, speak the truth. In love, though. Authenticity, be authentic about yourself and what you're saying, and don't just give them what they want to hear. Sometimes people give you what you want to hear. They tell you what you want to hear because they don't want to rock your boat. But sometimes your boat needs to get rocked. My boat needs to get rocked sometimes. I'm not always going to be right. I might do something that's not done in the best way. That's everybody. It's you too. It's everybody, right? All of us. So if you got a bunch of yes men, yes women around you, okay, whatever you say. No. They're not helping you at all. They're just helping themselves keep things status quo. But it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you grow. It doesn't help you improve. It doesn't help you get to your next level. It just keeps you in the same space. So go back to the lyrics for love songs. Learn how to speak your loving truth to someone that you're caring about, loving, or interested in. And speak it in a loving, caring way. It's the same message, but how you say it makes a difference. So don't look at all the hip songs of today. They got great beats, that's why we like them, but the words are nasty to people. They're toxic or disrespectful, downright disrespectful. So, the twerks and the works, and that works for people, whatever. And hey, you might like to see some twerking. That's cool. Do that in your home with your person. But just be respectful, be kind, be loving. You want to see them. If you really care about somebody, you want to see them as their best self. So if you yes man them, or yes woman them all the time and never offer points of opportunities for change or correction, you're not servicing them in any way. You're just adding to their detriment. So if I ever say something, I speak the truth in love. I'm not going to be like, yeah, this and that. I'm not going to do that. That's not my thing. I told you before, that's not who I am. I am who you see, right? So I'm going to help you in a way that is loving correction, kind correction, and I would hope for the same back for me, right? So as you navigate your life, navigate who you've allowed in your space, you might have to edit a little bit if someone's not helping you to your highest good. They're just in it for what's in it for them. They're not for you. I know they look good. I look fly. I look good. Whatever that song is, right? On my, But so what? That's the package. That's the outer package. But it's the thing that's inside. It's what's inside of them that makes them who they are. The package could be beautiful. It could be a big load of whatever on the inside of that box. That's how sometimes people are. And you hope that they can become better too. And maybe you offer correction to them, loving correction to them. They may not receive it. They may not be capable of receiving it. But one day they just may. So, the HAIL method: honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love, and how you speak to people. Speak to people in the description of the fruits of the Spirit, right? Be patient. Love is patient. Love is kind. Right? So, yeah. If you don't know how to express yourself to somebody that cares about you and you care about them, Lyric Life, okay? What up, Lyric Life? And if someone is expressing themselves to you in a way that's toxic, cut those people off. I don't care how long you've been with them. I don't care. Whose life is it? Yours or theirs? Your life. You take care of yourself and your mom say take care of yourself and your children. My mom said take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself and your children. Take care of yourself and your children. They're not your children. You got to take care of them. Not if they're not right for you. I know it's what you like, but I'm just saying that inside is ugly. You got to cut it. Because eventually the inside going to seep to the outside. You can get surgeries and plastic surgery and all kind of things to you. 99. You're still going to be ugly on the inside. And that inside is what seeps out of their mouth, out of their eyes to give you that evil look. Ooh, I used to get an evil look from my spouse. That was just nasty. I'm like, that ain't nothing but the devil. Spirit coming out of that. Lord, I rebuke these demons in this house. Get me out of here, Lord. Get them out of here because this is not it. But you don't have to put up with that stuff. Do you understand me? Oh my gosh. You think there's nothing better out there. Well, they look like I need them to look. They don't treat me right. They keep going back and forth. Or they show me their rear to kiss or whatever. I don't know what people do. People do all kinds of stuff. But some people don't. I don't fault people because sometimes they weren't taught any better or their circumstances weren't in a position where they could be grown to healthy adults. Right? But you, me, we as individuals have to do what's best for us and say, God, this can't be it. I've said that several times. And he showed me, you're right, Stephanie. That's not all I have for you. So let's get you out of this. And, you chose that on your own. Sis, I ain't had nothing to do with that. Some things I chose on my own. I chose my marriage on my own. I didn't go by what God said. I said, oh, this must be him. So I'm just saying. I'm done talking. I've been done talking, haven't I? I was just trying to recap. Get your love language up. And I don't mean acts of service and all that. Get that too. But your language to speak lovingly to your intended, right? If you don't know how. And you could always brush up on it, right? If you do know how. Get your love language up. Get your space cleared from toxic people, toxic things, toxic activities. If something's not serving you anymore, let it go. I know I hold on to stuff, but I'm learning to let it go. You'll be free. Get rid of clutter. And people could be clutter. They served a purpose at the time. We don't need that anymore. We're on something new. So make way for the new by clearing out the old. Get an Instant Pot. Electric pressure cooker will change your life. Even if you hate cooking. Even if you never use you got the nicest kitchen in the world, big, beautiful house, and you never cook. You order in or you have a chef. That's good too. But sometimes you could just hit that Instant Pot, those automatic programs, just set it and forget it. Like, what was that thing called? The Ronco rotisserie. Set it and forget. Showtime rotisserie. Set it and forget it. That was the key to the source of the goddess back then. Because who wants to slave over the stove? We know how. It's important to know how to cook on the stove and in the oven. But it's also important to maximize your time and all of that. I don't want to sit there watching chicken fry. I know how to fry chicken in the pan. But I got the deep fryer, the Butterball deep fryer. You can fry turkey, you can fry chicken, you can steam, whatever, all that stuff. Kitchen gadget queen. And I set it and forget it. I know it's going to be done in however many minutes it says. And when the timer goes off, it's perfect. 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 So, yes, it's important to know how to do all of those cooking things, but in the busy world that we live in and in the world of technology that we have, where set it and forget it is a whole real thing, go down the appliance aisle of your favorite store and find something to set and forget. And it's going to make your life so much easier, I promise you. All right, so we said our love language, get rid of those toxic people. Or if you're toxic, get rid of those toxic traits. It's not serving you. It's killing you little by little every day. Just like you're killing somebody else little by little every day. You're chipping away at people. And every time you send one of those nasty darts out, you're chipping away at your own self. You don't feel like it, but there's a reason why you act like that. And you need to get to the bottom of why do I act like that? Where did that come from? And what is that about? And that's a therapist thing, right? And it's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to go get your mental health in order. It's okay to take medicine if you need to. It's okay to do all those things. I mean, whatever it is. If you had some other illness, you would take medicine for it. Most people, not everybody. Same thing for your mental health. Doesn't mean you have to be on it forever. It's just going to get you out of the slump. And I know about slumps. So trust me when I tell you. Whatever it takes is what you got to do to become your best self again. But I'm praying for you. I love you. I just think that, you guys are amazing. And I'm excited to have you in my life. And part of my long video, oh my gosh, this is really long. So thanks. If you've been here this long, type a comment said, I stuck with you. And if I don't see anybody stuck with me, I'm like, okay, well, maybe next year someone will watch this later and they'll stick with me then. But, I'm sending you hugs, kisses, love, pats, hugs, everything. Just stay safe, stay connected, keep going, never give up. Ask God what He has for you and how you're supposed to get there. Follow His plan, flip the switch. What else did I say? Get your love language, and I don't mean acts of service or whatever. That's important too. But I mean the language out your mouth. Learn how to express yourself to people that you care about. Because everybody doesn't know how to do it. And it's okay. It's just something we learn. It's a skill set. Another skill set. You might be great at speaking about other stuff on your job. But, when it comes to your feelings and stuff, you may not be that good at it. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. But I'm looking forward to hearing more about how it's going. So contact me, send me a note, email, text, DM me, or whatever. And let's talk. We have a lot to talk about. I'm looking forward to it. And finally, if something happened in your life, someone took advantage of you in ways that are unmentionable, it wasn't your fault. Don't let that carry with you all the way to your grave, to where you never feel worthy of stuff, right? You're worthy. God created you worthy. You're worthy, okay? You're cared about, you're loved, and yes, you matter. You matter. Doesn't matter what people say about you. Don't matter what all the critics have to say. If you're up and out there and you're visible, people are always going to have something to say about you. So what? Oh, well, I don't care. They're not in my space, right? And if the people that are in your space are the ones that are saying the things about you, or they're feeding the information to other people to say about you, you need to cut them. I always do that. Cut them out the space. That's your space. How are they going to decide what goes in your space? You decide what goes in your space. God decides what should be in your space and what your space should look like. And you got to decide, am I worthy of that space? Do I feel like I deserve it? Look in the mirror and say, I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. This is for me. I'm gonna choose from the box of broken toys, because I don't think I can get to that level. You can get to it. That level's sitting up there waiting for you. It's been waiting for you. years and years go by while the level waits for you. So level up, right? Hyperspace into your new place and go for it. I almost put my hand in the frosting again. Oh my gosh. So, I don't have anything else to say. I'm excited for you. If you hung in here this long, I'm so excited for you. I'm grateful that you stayed. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's see what thus saith the Lord. All right. It's a bright future ahead. What I always say, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. I know Granger and Joanne Brown used to always say, the best is yet to come. When I used to go to that church at Ebenezer. And they're right. The best is yet to come. So it doesn't matter what it looks like now. But you literally could just cut everything off and start over. Good. I know it's scary. I know there's no guarantees in life. But God's guaranteed. My mom says it's a fixed fight. If God is in it, it's a fixed fight. You ain't got to worry about it. It's a fixed fight. Right? So, she knew how to speak the truth in love. My dearly sainted mom. Coming up on a year next month. End of the next month that we lost her. But she speak the truth in love. They would just straighten up. They're great at this and that, but if they would just straighten up. Or Stephanie, do so-and-so, but just do so-and-so. You're great at so-and-so, but make sure so-and-so. You know, but in a way that's loving and caring and kind. And it builds you up. You don't want someone to correct you that's tearing you down. There's no point. They get something out of tearing you down. Because if they tear you down, it makes them feel better. We don't want to surround ourselves with that. You know, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with those people. They might not have learned it. I've learned that they might not know better. I learned that in my marriage. Maybe they just don't know better. They didn't learn better. They weren't taught better. Everybody's existence is not yours, right? Everybody's existence is not mine. They don't have the same frame of reference, knowledge, experience, values. You know, they didn't see and do all the same things or were surrounded with the same things. So you got to give them some grace. But give them grace from a distance. They don't have to be right up in your face, making your life miserable. I'm not going to be miserable for anybody. I'm telling you that right now. I've been miserable for, 13 years I was miserable. Or at least 12 and a half. Miserable. You understand me? Thinking I had to stay there. You don't have to stay miserable. God didn't create you in this earth to become and stay miserable. He didn't. That's all I got to say about it. Look, I had to free myself. Like, I can't do it no more, Lord. This can't be it. And say, God, this can't be it. Unless you believe that's it. And maybe you like misery. But you can't really like misery deep down. You might accept misery for some reasons that you know, or you might not know. Why do I keep accepting this? Why do I keep going for the same thing that's only going to bring me the same misery in a different package? We might not know why. That's for you and your therapist to discover. And they can guide you through that in a way that is safe and carefully done with their expertise in the profession. So don't feel like you can't talk to somebody. But my job, God put me on this earth to help people see their potential and value and to encourage you along the way. Speak the truth in love if necessary. Something needs correction, I'm going to say it. Because it bothers me. It's not right. If something about me bothers you, you can tell me in love. Don't tell me no crazy way, because I'm not going to receive that from you. I don't receive. If you talk to me any old kind of way, I don't receive that. I will not ever receive what you say, because it'll be cut off in my mind before you even finish talking. Don't talk to me that way. So don't let people talk to you any old way. Nobody deserves it. You don't. I don't. No one does. So you got to draw the line. Like, look, you're gonna be all up in my face, but then when you get outside somewhere, you're gonna talk about everything I ever did to you in a public forum. People do that. Disrespect. It's like Lucy and Charlie Brown. I always post that. How long will we take that disrespect? How many times did Lucy tell Charlie Brown that she was going to hold that doggone football for him so he could kick it? Unlimited times. And he believed her every time. And every time. I ain't never seen him kick it with Lucy, did he? Anybody know that? Let me know in the comments. If he ever kicked the ball with Lucy, I don't know about it. And I watched Charlie Brown all the time when I was a kid. I don't think he ever did. She swiped that thing away so fast. She pulled the rug right out from under him every time. That's what the toxic people do. Yet, she had the booth, psychiatry booth, didn't she? She was giving you advice, but it was nothing but rant, 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 evil advice. It was toxic sounding advice. And it was just to make her feel better, right? You don't want the Charlie Brown life. I love Charlie Brown. He's my heart. He had a hard time, right? He did his best. He was well-intentioned. But, by the time they call him blockhead and this and that, and then he started playing them tapes in his head. It's the same thing that we do sometimes. And you keep believing people on their word, but their action is totally different. That's what helped me get free in my marriage. I'm like, they keep telling me they're one thing, but then they do completely different. But I keep believing them. You can't keep believing them. Like, just stop believing it. You've seen the action a million times. She swiped that ball away a million times, right? Think that she ain't never gonna do it for you? I don't care. The cutest thing in the world. Be cute, but ugly on the inside. Just toxic on the inside. Even if not fully toxic, just not for you. If she was for you, she'd lovingly hold that football for you. Even if you missed it. Let's try it again, Charlie Brown. I know you missed it. I was holding it. I'm going to move it over here a little bit. You see where it is? All right, let's try it again. Not like, and he falls every time. Who loves you? Who does that? Nobody. So, you got to know your worth. You're worth more than that bare minimum treatment, that bait and switch, that I say this, but I do the opposite, that if you don't give me what I want or how I want it, I'm just going to berate you and tell you you're not worth it or you're not whatever you're lucky I'm with you. No. Be with somebody who wants you. Don't be with somebody who doesn't want you. My husband used to tell me, I want to get a divorce. He said, we should get a divorce. Think about divorce. I'm like, oh, no, we're not going to get a divorce. So I had to say to myself, why are you saying no? He treats you like the hookah puka on the bottom of his shoe. Why would you want to stay married to this person? They don't love you. They love themselves. Right? So, you might not be married. You might be in a relationship like that. And you might feel obligated to the people. Well, I promised them so-and-so, so I'm going to let them stay around. No. Whose life is it that you got to be concerned with? Yours. Take care of yourself and your children. If you have a spouse, take care of them. If it's just you, take care of yourself and your children. That's what you got to worry about. That's your life. It's affecting you negatively and mentally negatively every single day. Every time you deal with that person, you don't know if you're getting the hot or the cold. You don't know if you're going to get sweet, love you so much, and then they turn toxic on you. When I say love you so much, I mean it, right? I'm not going to be toxic. But some people are. They'll reel you in, that sweet thing, just what you like. In all areas of life, what you like. And then turn around and treat you like the hooky bookie on the bottom of their shoe. And disrespect you, call you out your name, might fuss and cuss at you, whatever, right? Talk bad about you in front of other people or to other people, but be nice to you. Or maybe be mean to you too. And they don't care. But then they be sweet again. They draw you right, draw you right in. You can't do that to yourself. We're getting too old for this. When are we going to really just do it and get it right? I just want to do it one more time and get it right. I spent so many years by myself. I spent, 13 years married. And then, I'm 12, 12 years maybe? 12 going on 13 years single. How many more years do I have to live? Stephanie? And all those years before I got married, right? I didn't get married till I was in my young 30s. So, come on now. I got to think about me, take care of myself and my children. My children are good. Now what about me? You know, we're not getting younger. So, again, I'm accepting applications from eligible bachelors. You got to be eligible. I tell my sons they're not eligible to date. Not seriously. Because, you know, they're still getting their education. They are still in school. They aren't working any career job or start a business or get a real estate portfolio or whatever yet. They don't have anything to stand on. They are not eligible for a serious relationship leading to marriage yet. But they realize it. You know? So is it Mr. Right or is that Mr. Right now? Is that Mr. Right now? They used to always say that. I guess they still say it. I don't know what they say now. They call it a sneaky link now. Miss Right Now is a sneaky link. Mr. Right Now, I guess. All right, I'm done. I keep running out of space. Plus, I'm talking about sneaky links. Anyway, sneaky links, whatever you want to call it, they exist. But, you know, just go get yourself real love. And just get on with life. I mean, life's too short, man. Women, whoever. We don't live forever. Ask anybody. You know. So, I'm going to go now. I spent too many years by myself. So, I don't want to talk about no sneaky links. Enough of them. Look for a real thing, baby. The real thing. Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Look for the real thing. Real love. So, again, what I said was I'm accepting applications, not applications for sneaky links. I don't need that in my life. I need the real deal. Come to me correct, and I'm going to be here correct for you as well. All right, I'm all sweaty now because I can't run my AC because it's too loud. All right, I got to go. My son's going to head out, so I'm going to help him with his Instant Pot. Love you. God bless you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hugs, pats, love.